right. Hi, all. My name is Caroline Traube. I'm a director of engineering at McKinstry, focused on building performance. And I'm here to talk with y'all today about the power of planning in the existing building decarbonization space. Next. When we're thinking about existing buildings or campuses, we don't have a blank slate to work from. We have unique, blended, added-on overtime building systems. We have deferred maintenance and projects started by a facility manager no longer there. We have buildings with no cooling and buildings with little electrical capacity. We have school districts without funding. We have empty offices. We've got energy codes, building tune-ups, and performance standards. We have so much existing infrastructure and a lot of potential, but it's not quite ready to meet the needs of today's occupants or of today's environment. So how do we unlock action? Jason McLennan explained how the Living Building Challenge was in part based on Buckminster Fuller's explanation of the trim tab. The trim tab is a small edge of a ship's rudder that can change the course of a massive ship through a seemingly small force. Living buildings were envisioned as that trim tab spark for a living future. But today, just how living buildings have become a powerful catalyst for high-performance buildings, different tools are needed to spur decarbonization in existing buildings at scale. What might these tools be? What could drive faster change at scale? As engineers looking at the entire building life cycle, we think the trim tab is the merging of planning with narratives. First, planning. Planning is the critical tool to transform the trajectory of a building's carbon footprint at points of major transition. Things like a new tenant fit-out, end-of-life HVAC equipment, or a seismic upgrade become instigators of decarbonization. Second is a storyline. Energy data and cost estimates are interesting, but what really drives decisions is when we weave data with actionable insights to create a compelling narrative that explains the what, the why, and the how with the user's mission. We must create that lighthouse. In practice, this process starts with asking the right question. It might be, how can we decarbonize our campus by 2035? Or which district energy system should we transition to? And through audits, modeling, and estimating, we can create a vast pool of terrible spreadsheets, wordy narratives, and hidden takeaways, unless we can merge that engineering with meaning. Maybe it's the 40% direct payment from the newly minted IRA that made that sewer heat recovery pencil. Or maybe it's the partnership between a utility, a developer, and a university that made this all-electric Living Lab eco-district in Spokane possible. That story. In conclusion, there's a massive ship called the USS Business as Usual, and we need to steer this ship on a new course. We think the trim tab rudder within existing building decarbonization is a special flavor of decision-making called zero-plus planning. The plus is there to acknowledge that few building users have a mission to decarbonize the built environment. That's all of us. Occupants excel at patient care, at teaching kids, at housing the unhoused, and they're great at that. So my call to action is let's get great at this, evolving buildings to enhance the mission of occupants through forward-facing, long-term decarbonization planning. Thank you.